Hey guys, what's up? This is Ashish from alibrary.in and welcome to your very first Power BI tutorial. And in this series of tutorial, we'll learn about Power BI, how useful it is, how we can make visually attractive charts or visually attractive data. And so as we all know, we get data from different sources. So business Power BI or business intelligence is basically for one and priority it's for one basic reason that it is for better business decision. Okay, you get the data, you'll have to transform it, then you create a report which is visually very attractive or scorecard, and then you provide it to your end users. As the growth of data increases each day drastically, we need tools to access them, tools which are necessary so that you can extract and get the insight about the data. So Power BI, it'll provide you with all the features and services with the help of which you can enable and get visually attractive data, or you can even share it, or in different ways you can share it with your end users. Even if it doesn't know much about the technical stuff, he can obviously figure out what the data says with through your attractive representations. Now, whenever we talk about BI, we talk about enterprise business intelligence, which it basically talks about the big players like SAP, Oracle, IBM, or of course Microsoft, which has integration, reporting, and analysis, all the services all tied up. But the softwares cost a lot. And when we talk about business intelligence, all the stuff we talked about, getting the data or transforming them, or creating reports which are visually very attractive visuals or scoreboards, and then you provide it to your end users. Okay, when we talk about all of this is basically we're talking about people. So as we all know, the data nowadays is increasing drastically. So if we had to deal with the data, if we had to deal with ID people or the ID folks, we'll end up dealing just with the data, and we'll do obviously nothing else apart from dealing with data. So now I'll just introduce you to two basic terms. Okay, the first one will be self-service. Self-service is nothing but you serve yourself. For example, you take the example of Flipkart. Okay, in Flipkart, you take your orders, you do everything at the end. Okay, there's no one who will swipe your card. You serve yourself, in short. Take off any of the e-commerce site, Amazon, eBay, those all are self-service. You help yourself. Nobody swipes the card for you. You do it for yourself. And the other term is Power BI. The other term would be Power BI or Power Business Intelligence. So when we talk about both of these, self-service or Power BI, both of these are used to achieve all these things which I've listed over here. Get the data, transform, like track to reports, and then provide it to the end user. End user, he could be using any of the device, so we should be able to reach out or show him the reports in almost all the forms. So now the question would arise, who would actually use the Power BI? Okay, now as I said, if you have the knowledge of Excel, you could obviously go on with it. Okay, any Excel user who has need of self BI capabilities, self-service BI capabilities, will need the Power BI. He will find Power BI very useful. Okay. Now, if you're a creator, such as a data analyst or BI consultant or a mainstream Excel user, you'll likely use Power BI services features in Excel very often and extensively. And if you are somewhere like if you are a data steward, then something like such as like data scientist or data administrator or even an IT professional, the online services features of the Power BI would enable you to provide specific and secure access to the data. Okay, it may basically it'll be online related things. So to get the data, you would use something called Power BI, and it is, you know, it'll, it'll fetch you the data from almost all the places. We'll figure it out as we move on with our tutorials. Power BI, you can easily discover and connect the data from public, corporate, or data source, anything. This will include even the data research capabilities as well as capabilities that will help you to transform or merge the data easily from multiple data sources. Okay, and next coming to the transform. Transform would be done using the Power Pivot. I'll just list it down. And when we talk about Power Pivot, it'll help you to create data models, okay, sophisticated data models with that data in Excel by creating relationships or hierarchies or KPIs, which are nothing but key performance indicators. So Power Pivot model run in memory so that the users can analyze hundreds of millions of rows of data with lightning fast performance. Okay, so next coming to the reports. Reports, it deals with, we will have something called Power View, which will deal with all the visually attractive charts or the scorecards, anything. You can easily create reports, analytical view through interface charts and graphs that can help you explore and represent your data visually in Excel. Okay, and at the end, what we'll have is the end users. And before that, I forgot to mention about the power map. With the power map, you can, if you have a very huge company or your client or your customer, it has a company with, all over the world, it sells your product or in a particular country, so you can figure out all the states, and with the help of the power map, uh, you can obviously show them how their market is doing or how their product is performing in the market. With the help of maps, you can show them each region, each state, and we'll come in detail in the further tutorials. So moving on, when we move it to the end user, we should be able to give the end user all the reports, okay, all the reports which he needs. It can be in his mobile device or anything else. And to share it, we have many sites. We can use Power BI sites, we can use SharePoint. There are a lot of ways where we can do that. Power BI sites, they are more useful. In the Power BI sites, you can share up to, if I'm not wrong, there's around 250 MBs you can share that users can view and interact with, larger workbooks through the browser. Okay, so this was a quick introduction on Power BI, and let's get into all the tools we will need in Excel and how do you get it actually. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe. Bye.